Oh boy, time now for another fun-filled episode of Mr. Nailsin's Sunday Comics. And of course, we're going to continue with the comic book Shield Wizard. But hey, why is it called that? Well, it featured stories of the Shield and stories of the Wizard, the man with the super brain, and the man who stole Superman's clothes. I mean, pretty ballsy, you know, if you're going to rob somebody, you're going to rob Superman. But that appears what he did, and he just tore off the little S, you know, and figured, hey, this is my suit. So apparently he's already debuted in some other comic book series and whatnot, and this was supposed to be a big deal of them two sharing a comic book series or what have you. So anyway, we're going to get some backstory of the Wizard. So the historical story of Blaine Whitney, whoever that is. Oh, it's him, the Wizard, the man with the super brain. So he stole Superman's brain too. Yeah, well, Blue Beetle stole his powers, so you know, a lot of that was going around, I guess. The Spirit of 76. Wow, his story goes back a long time, huh? Anyway, this is the story of the first Wizard. The present-day Wizard, Blaine Whitney, is not the first of his kind to devote his services to his country. Also, this will be his great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpa. Anyway, the Whitney family has its roots firmly embedded in American soil. Soil? And tradition. Well, I guess, yeah, his ancestors are all in the soil now, aren't they? Well, that's where we're all going, you know. Anyway, and tradition, and is much a part of the history of the U.S. they meant, as Plymouth Rock itself. In fact, it was a Whitney who was one of the leading spirits of that courageous band who sailed away in the Mayflower from the religious persecutions of a tyrannical king. It was another Whitney, the elder son of John, who held the first Thanksgiving feast with the Indians.
Let us give thanks this day for this land of plenty.
The Puritans gathered round their leader John Whitney in prayer.
We are grateful for this new land of freedom and vow to keep it ever thus.
Except for the people that you put, you know, red letters on and put them in stocks. And we'll forget about the witch trials and all that. Anyway, and again, the elder son of a Whitney who first conceived the idea of a union of 13 colonies. Wow. Wow, it was all this guy, huh? And so, gentlemen, we must join forces to preserve our liberties. And so our story of the first Wizard begins in the year 1750, when Blaine Whitney was born.
A boy! Mary, thank heaven, because I was going to have to get rid of you if he was another girl.
A first son, John, who, if he follows tradition, will have unusual leadership qualities.
Okay. Well, you're putting a lot on this kid. He just popped out, so, you know, give him a break. You know. But anyway, but the elder Whitney's son was destined to show more than unusual leadership qualities. Good Lord! Oh, what? Okay, so the other Whitneys did this too? See? I can hold this tree up. Look out, Blaine! Indians raid the Whitney family. Well, I guess it's been a while since Thanksgiving, so. I don't like people who can lift trees with their hands. At the age of 6, Blaine exhibits more of his superhuman strength. Look, Papa, Indians want to play. And he's just juggling them, you know. Anywho, with the arrow still flying. An Indian releases a deadly shaft at Blaine's father. Blaine races the speeding arrow and catches it in midair, just as it is about to strike his father. Oh, let it hurt you, father. Blaine! So why doesn't his dad have superpowers, you know? They don't really explain this, do they? Okay. The Indians are terrified by the incredible feats of the Tut. Ugh! Fly from Devil Child.
We must never disclose the amazing accomplishments of our son, Mary.
No, John, they would burn us all at the stake for witchery.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's not really my son, is he, Mary?
At the age of 10, Blaine startles his parents with the first photographic vision of a super brain. An Indian raid, father. He's only 10 here? Okay. You're mistaken, Blaine. No, father. Blaine, wait, maybe that's it's his brother. Okay. Blaine's younger brother, Grover, explains. No, father, Blaine is able to see them coming from way up.
That's right, father. I can see them in my mind.
So it's not X-ray vision, see? So, I mean, he just dreams them up and figures they're coming. So anyway, John Whitney knows better than to take Blaine's prophecy lightly. Well, no, it was his son Grover who convinced him, but anyway. I don't see any Indians around, John. Better make sure. Oh, gee, what's that for? And so when the Indians do appear, the villagers are prepared. I wonder how John Whitney knew about this raid. He isn't a traitor. Couldn't be that he's a seed of doubt is planted in the minds of the colonists. After the battle, the superstitious colonists questioned John Whitney.
Mighty peculiar your knowing about those Indians, John.
I smelled their smoke. When Blaine is 13, so we give it 3 years before we can pursue this further. His super brain conjures up its first long-distance vision. Parliament and Council in England. We must issue a proclamation and take back all the western lands. Yes, they belong to England, the mother country. I must tell Father. Father, England's about to confiscate the western lands. I must tell the colonists at once. If the English issue this proclamation, we're all ruined. You are a sly fox, John Whitney. You're trying to frighten us into selling our land to you. If you're so sure of this proclamation, you ought to be willing to sell your land to me, Ezra Sellers. A traitor tries to trap Whitney. The council also disbelieves, and they go into some dance moves. Sell, sell. Yes, sell. We're not afraid. All right, gentlemen, you force me to sell. Months later, the wizard's prophecy is fulfilled when the proclamation of 1763 is issued. It says that all lands in the West belong to England. Ezra Sellers gets the news. Hey, England's taking your land. And I bought Whitney's land, too. He swindled me. Hey, it was your idea, so. Anyway, how did Whitney know about the proclamation if he isn't a witch? Yes, and how did he know about those Indian raids beforehand? Huh? Oh, yeah, that was 3 years ago now. Anyway, the rumor of John Whitney's witchery soon inflames the whole superstitious citizenry. Burn him at the stake! Whoa, whoa. Blaine, sensing his yeah, no, why didn't you foresee this, Blaine? But anyway, sensing his father's predicament from afar, comes running to his aid. Release my father, or I'll... No, Blaine, no! You must live to serve your... Oh, wait, no, this is father. You must live to serve your country, Blaine, as all the Whitneys have, even though you're probably not really a Whitney. Your mother probably is a Satanist or something. God knows what she slept with. But anyway, no, you must serve your country. So he just sits there and burns. Yeah, half his body's already gone, but he's... Now listen here, son. Whatever. Blaine makes a vow at his father's grave. You died for wizardry. I'll serve my country as a wizard. And so was born the wizard. See, he's not a witch, he's a wizard. Okay. The wizard, in order to disguise himself against the very people for whom he wished to do good, donned a mask. They'll never guess who he is now. My country, right or wrong? Well, it was pretty wrong in what they did to your dad, but, anyway. and was known to take to his acquaintances as a ne'er-do-well, living off his father's inheritance. Only Grover knows his true identity.
Goodbye, Blaine. I've enlisted in the army.
Where, Grover?
This army, our army, you know.
So anyway, so he's also stealing from Bruce Wayne, I guess. Anyway, with a young Southern general named George Washington. He's a great Indian fighter. Oh, this is his brother saying, yeah, I'm going to sign. He decided to sit down and relax and chat about it. I'm going to go with George Washington. Weeks later, Grover reports to Washington.
Whitney, I've heard a great deal of your family.
Indians slaughtering white people. Whoever this is, Daniel Boone shows up. Well, that's a little too early, but anyway. One day, a wounded Indian scout staggers into Washington's headquarters. Washington gathers his troops for an Indian campaign. Grover is enlisted as a special aide-de-camp. You'll never get rich, you son of a bitch. You're in the army now. So they're marching along. And meanwhile, Ezra Sellers inflames the Indians. So he's white. Why didn't they kill him? Oh, well. We'll just forget about all that. Anyway,
go tell the chief, white man marched to kill you.
Ugh. Maybe, I guess this means Ezra has really bad breath. Anyway,
these raids give England an excuse for sending in more troops to the colonies. And they pay me well. They'll pay me. Okay, they'll pay him.
So anyway, the wizard's telepathic brain picks up Glover's plea. Again, where was this when your dad was about to get murdered? But anyway,
it's Grover. He needs me.
I haven't a moment to lose. The wizard employs, and you gotta flatten this out when you scan it. Anyway, employs an invention of his own, a glider, which is to be a forerunner to the modern airplane. Well, it's kind of what it is, isn't it? So somehow he got up on the roof and shoved it off, and that got it enough updraft to carry it. But anyway, now if the air currents hold right, I'll be there soon. You know, after a couple of days of trying this, I hope I don't lay an egg. Oh, Whitney, who knew you were so full of wit? Anyway, the Indians are terrified at the devil bird from the skies. The wizard lands, well, come on, he crashed it, in his glider and rushes to the attack. Sweet dreams. Oh, jeez. The wizard throws an Indian hatchet with deadly accuracy and cuts in half an arrow in flight. Man, that's a neat trick. So anyway,
you helped us put those redskins on the run, but who are you?
I am called the Wizard, General Washington, but my task is not yet done. I feel there is more trouble in other places.
The colonists are rebelling in Concord. I suggest you go there to suppress them.
We'll do it. The wizard projects his super brain to the outskirts of Concord and sees the traitor Ezra Sellers, and a British officer.
Where are you going, wizard?
To Concord. See you again, General Washington. The wizard takes leave. I've got a long ride ahead of me. The wizard reaches his speedboat, an invention of his own propelled by steam. Look, do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Must be some kind of flying fish. Oh, yeah, we get those all the time. As the wizard speeds towards Concord. So he's got a motorized boat, yeah. He's going along, you know. So anyway, I'd better come to shore in my underwater suit, or I'll run into trouble trying to explain my speedboat. The wizard arrives at Massachusetts, the first underwater swimming device ever used. I probably should have had some sort of thing that held air in it. And now to visit my friend Paul Revere. Oh, well, we're going to establish that now. Revere, there's work to do. Ride to Concord and tell our troops that the British are coming.
How are they coming? By land or sea?
Who cares? They're going to be there. The wizard puts his super brain into play to discover
the Britons' plan. We will not decide upon a plan of attack until the last minute. I haven't decided yet, but I'll let you know the moment they do. I thought you could see the future, so whatever. Anyway, wait for my signal across the bay from the Old North Church. I'll signal you from there. Good. Put a light in the belfry to let me know what they are doing. Later, in the belfry of the church, the wizard again uses his not-so-super brain. Here they come, over land. Paul Revere will spread the news. One light shines from the belfry. One if by land, and two if by sea. So, anyway, well, there's the signal. And I, on the opposite shore, shall be ready to ride and spread the alarm. To arms, the British are coming! To arms, the British are coming! Through every Middlesex village and farm. Okay, yeah. So this, huh? Okay. In Cardcourt, the headquarters of the colonial troops. We have plenty of ammunition to supply colonial troops if we should decide on independence. The British are coming! Oh! There is a mad rush by the colonial troops to repel the British. To arms! To arms! The British are coming! Surrender, rebels! The British arrive. You rebels scum. So, the colonials slowly give way before the British troops. We've got the bloody Yankees on the run. Don't surrender, fight on. The wizard appears with an invention of his own, a rapid fire gun. So he has a machine gun. Bloody hell, what the hell? What is that? They're all running. The wizard's intervention brings the colonial troops victory. The British are stampeded. So he really brought some cows too, I guess. Anyway, and I, Thomas Jefferson, declare for independence. Never mind this weird smudge. You don't want to know what it is. Anyway, a hasty meeting of the colonies, the First Continental Congress, results from the Concord battle. I think George Washington would make a fine commander-in-chief. And he's a Southerner. I'll suggest him. Is that Whitney too? I don't know. The Declaration of Independence, written by Thomas Jefferson, is signed. Now, you just trace that painting. Anyway, I, Samuel Adams, predict a glorious future for our country. Well, more or less. So with the aid of the first wizard, the most glorious phase of our country's history is brought about. And it's all thanks to some weird guy in a cape and mask. Yeah. An American ideal is born. Freedom for the individual, for the pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And Whitney, blood, is to be shed as freely as any other glorious patriots for the accomplishment of this purpose. Read on for more thrilling history-making adventures of the Whitney family, starring the Wizard, or, one of the descendants anyway. Boy, there was some disturbing stuff in this one, huh? Yeah. Oh, well. We'll move on to the next adventure next week. It was the golden age, folks, of comics. Yeah. Oh boy. Maybe the wizard doesn't want to talk about his family history too much. Well, of course, the wizard here is kind of blameless. He's just sort of an idiot, but yeah. Anyway, we'll see what happens next time. Let's take a sneak peek. Oh, okay. He's still in the past. Well, that looks like fun. Oh, the Battle of Bunker Hill. Okay, well, we'll get to that next week for another episode of Mr. Nailsin's Sunday Comics. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah.
You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com, and you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh my goodness, so many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.